What is going on, everybody? How are you doing? Uh, Hope all is going well. Um, Hobbies kind of quiet. Once again, we've talked about this a number of times. There's not. It's weird. This, in my opinion, this time that we're in with the hobby. You know, not you just don't. I don't know. It's one of those things. I guess coming out of the C-19 and everything just skyrocketing. Yes, I am on the road. I am on the road. Uh, the CEO's taking care of Huddle Card HQ. Oh, so we got Shawnee. Thanks a lot. Yep. Walking. How you doing? So, like I was saying, the hobby's just, I don't know. It's in a weird space, or I'm sorry, a weird place right now. There's not a lot going on in it. Yes, we just had, from a fanatic perspective, top, we just had, high number come out, and now they're getting ready to do 2025 heritage. Only have series one out right now. Um, you know, it's just weird. I mean, it's that odd time of the year when it comes to the hobby. And I shouldn't say that. It's really been odd for a while now with the hobby. Uh, you know, Releases don't seem to be as great as they once were. They are, oh, yes, sir. Um, Excuse me. 1 second. You want me to get the label? So, Mike, hopefully you're listening. So basically, just go in and do one. It's still even two cards together in one card saver. It's still going to be less than an ounce. So just put them together. Just pick either one of those two orders to print the label, and then after the show, I will go in and copy and paste the ship. I have to mark the other one as shipped and copy and paste the tracking number in. So, Alan, how you doing? Yeah, on the road again, man. On the road again. I got a few projects that take me on the road for April. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. But it's like I said, the hobby is just I don't know. It's weird right now. I don't know that to me. The whole Paul Skeens thing, stuff like that. To me, I don't know. There's just I don't feel a buzz. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, what are you doing? What's going to happen? So on and so forth. So I don't know. It's you guys have any opinions? Please go ahead and throw them in the chat. Like I said, I just don't. I don't feel the buzz. I mean, I don't. There's nothing like that right now. There's no product to get excited about, even if you're a basketball and a football guy, right? I mean, hockey, there really is never anything exciting to come out. It's going to be interesting. Just speaking of hockey, we got Ovechkin. He's now he netted 892, so he's 2 away from tying Gretzky, and he is 3 away from passing him. So they play 82 games in hockey. So Washington just played game 74. So got 8 games left to get 3 goals. Great thing. So will Upper Deck, do something special for him? We don't really see Tops Now cards. I wonder would they be able to do anything? I doubt it. They can probably only do what they have. So what are they going to do? They're going to do Ovi, not in a Capitals jersey. So that's not going to work. So maybe, Upper Deck figures something out and does something special for him. Hopefully they do. I mean, you think about, for those of us who are, old enough, and watch Gretzky, in the 80s and stuff, um, it's amazing. And, that's one of those things. It's like, will we find somebody that's going to be able to do it? And here we have. Sean's not visiting his LCS, but watching on breaks. It's been blah, older products. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, if you are a breaker and you're a baseball breaker, what are you breaking? You're going to do a heritage high number. We're going to do a massive heritage high number. It's just like you're saying, there's not, not a lot out there. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, I haven't seen any of the. I don't know about the SSP stuff. I mean, yes, they're not like super great. You know what? You get the three. They have some of the COD ones and everything. I mean, I personally, yeah, the checklist is not good. I personally, I mean, you saw from my video the other day, out of a blaster, pulled a red ink, rookie. So happy about it. Wasn't crazy about the guy, but that's okay. At least this time, again, what was it? A Chicago White Sox. Big John, what's up, brother? Hey, just so you know, Big John and I, and I'm trying to get Anthony to go ahead and come on. We're gonna 2 weeks from tonight. We're gonna do the WrestleMania preview show. I don't know. I'm assuming we're just gonna do one night again, but we will see. Yes, the checklist is terrible. Upper Deck has some variation of the tops now. That's right. They do. You're right. 100%. I forgot about that, Lockin. Thanks a lot thank you very much. Arnie has so much in the basement. You've been there. Oh, Arnie can go downstairs and, from a hobby box perspective or mega boxes and stuff like that, Arnie could go ahead and probably do a break a day for the rest of the year, and he would still, have plenty of shit in his basement. In Seattle, going to dinner. Sorry, I can't stay, but I want to say, well, thank you, Maddie. Maddie, safe travels. Did you get Maddie before you leave? Did you get the bobblehead, or are you going to get the bobblehead? Hey, Maddie. True. Yes, hearing about that guy was massive. Rooting for the wrong team, Jedi, Big John, CEO, man, everybody. Orlando, man. Hey, everybody, hold on a second. A collector's dream, Orlando. If you did not know, Orlando, one of the latest entry, or I should say electors. No, look. Orlando elected into the Sports Card YouTube Hall of Fame. This year, I think, if I remember correctly, he might have gotten the highest total for a first-time ballot guy ever. Orlando, bravo to you, my friend. Bravo to you. Congratulations, sir. Well-deserved. Videos are awesome. KB, Kenneth Bird, what is happening? All right, cool. So the bobblehead has been secured for Mr. Enfuego. Yep. Yeah, it was good. You're very welcome. Much deserved, Orlando. Much deserved. It was made. So yeah, that was great. But the hobby, yes, top-notch collection. You got that right. Top-notch collection. House Seattle. I don't know. So again, when you look at what you can go ahead and get in Heritage High Number, again, I mean, it is what it is. I did actually find some out in the wild where I am, and I had to go ahead and get some. So illegal alien. Oh, I thought you was something else. But again, it's going to be it's like, where is the hobby going to go? This whole MLB debut patch thing that they're doing. And let's face it, if Fanatics is doing it for baseball, they're going to do it for basketball. They're going to do it for football. So it's like, who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. We're going to talk about that. Yeah. So Marte goes ahead and he signs that extension, which was 116 million over 6 years. Not bad, not bad. The the Red Sox locked up Christian Campbell. 8 years, 60 million. That's a good deal. That is a really good deal. From that standpoint. And then Jackson Merrill signed, what was I think 9 years, 135 million. So I mean, Marte, he had signed 2 years ago. So they basically, I guess, maybe ripped up the rest of that contract on it. But, Campbell signing long term, Merrill signing long term. I tell you that, I think it's interesting, from when you look at the Red Sox, they have a lot of guys locked up for many years. Now, whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Devers is locked up until I think 2031. With this deal with Campbell, he's locked up to 2033. The other kid, Rafaela, forgot what what he signed through, but I think he signed through either 2031 or 2032. So they really have locked up a bunch of their younger guys. And the interesting is they still have Roman Anthony and Marcelo Mayer sitting there in the minors. Obviously, they're probably waiting for Trevor Story's contract to go off, and they'll bring up Mayer, and then who knows? I mean, their outfield is playing well. Will they bring up Anthony to be the center fielder and take the Rafael guy and make him into a super utility role? They still have Yoshida, so I mean, it's going to be interesting. Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have any words of wisdom when it comes to those cards, please fire away. I mean, could anything be any better after the first 6 games of the year? Could anything be any better? And it's funny, I don't know. I think one of my friends, I don't know if I should call him a friend, probably signed me up for some kind of thing, or I saw something on Facebook and mentioned about that team, and I was like, I said basically I made a post in the Tomahawk Shop group, I guess. I don't know. It's just whatever it was, and I said, man, hopefully, as far as I'm concerned, the baseball team Georgia can just go ahead and fall apart and do nothing. And then one lady called me a bozo. So I have to go back and, respond to her saying, man, yes, I may be a bozo, but who's the clowns? The one guy, you make one significant move in the off season, one. And the guy plays one game for you, and then he's out for 80. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. The holograms are awesome. You gotta love the baseball team from Georgia doing what they are doing. I mean, look, hey, they are winning tonight's game, so nothing is, but man, would love nothing more than to see them go ahead and just, again, have a Ryan's birthday is coming up, folks. April 12th. All right. Who has it? The baseball team from Georgia has a ton of guys out. Who's out for them? I mean, tonight they're winning because Max Muncy made 2 very bad errors. You know. Yeah, but Sean, you knew the Astros were going to. You knew it was going to be tough for the Astros when you look at what they lost. I mean, you lost 2 bats from the middle of your lineup. I mean, so you got to figure from that pin. I mean, okay, they're missing their catcher, but really with Sean Murphy. So if we go back to the baseball team from Georgia for a second, they they're missing the catcher Sean Murphy. Not like he was a powerhouse. I mean, I don't know the guy who's playing at shortstop. They never really did anything with after they got rid of Dansby, but Albies is playing, Ozuna's playing, Riley's playing, Olson's playing. Looks like I don't know. Michael Taylor looks like they're giving him a rest tonight, maybe. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. That is just an excuse. Every other team, it don't matter, right? Screw them. Injuries are part of the game. Screw them. If they go ahead and keep losing, it will not be a bad thing in baseball at all. Screw them. You know what? They're the ones who went ahead and and did nothing in the offseason but sign one guy who goes ahead and takes some kind of pill or juice or whatever it is and is banged for 80 games. So screw them. Yeah, Tucker hit 4 home runs rookie. Yeah, Sean, you got to realize, look what you're doing. I mean, you have a rookie out in right field. I don't, again, I don't think, anybody expected the Astros to lose 2 big middle of the order bats and, go ahead and do well. Kyle Tucker, baby. Big John, are they gonna try and get him signed to an extension before this season is over, or do you think he'll test free agency? Obviously, they needed more. They needed a shortstop. Probably could have got it. They could have went ahead and got a better shortstop. They didn't do anything for the rotation. They also let Mac Fried go. Oh well, boo hoo on them. You know what? They went ahead and they planted that stake in the ground, saying these 2 guys were going to come back from injuries. Well, we'll see what happens. Screw them. There's nothing we can go ahead. There's nothing anybody's going to say that's going to make me feel bad for that team. There's only one thing that could happen, and that would be really, really bad. So we're not even going to talk about it. There's nothing. Nobody was complaining when the Mets went ahead and had injury. Nobody started going ahead and look at the Mets. They lost their ace from last year. They lost this guy. Nope, nobody gave a crap. They lost Edwin Diaz. Nope, no one shed a tear. Everybody was like, ha, 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 ha. So guess what? Now, ha, 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 to the baseball team from Georgia. They are a game behind the Mets. Are you sure about that, young feller? Are you sure? New York Metropolitans, 3-3. Baseball team from Georgia, 0-6. That's 3 games. But hey, no one's counting. No one is counting. It is a long season. I expect them at some point. Um, they will go on a 12 to 14 game winning streak. It usually always happens with that team because they do have a very good baseball team. They do have a very, very good baseball team. Do they have a couple of holes? Yes. What are they going to do about filling left field now? Who knows? But when they are all out on the field, they're going to be okay. Their pitching stat, I mean, when you think about it, you know, when you look at Seattle, when you look at certain, the Dodgers, when you look at, certain pitching staffs that are out there, there's not a lot of great. I mean, there is a big down or a big gap between ones that have, oh my gosh, 5 really good starters, 5 quality guys, arms that get throw out there, versus teams that are patchwork. The Mets pitching staff is horrible. I mean, people could say what they want to say. Sean Manaea, he's going to be out longer. I don't hear anybody, oh my gosh, look what's going on. They're only 3-3. They lost 2 of their starters. Senga's coming back from injury. David Peterson has only done it 1 year. They have a converted reliever as a starter. They have another guy who has not been able to do it in Miguel. But you didn't hear. All people did was make fun of the Mets in the offseason because all they did was sign Juan Soto. They didn't they went, bargain hunting in the pitching. It's a decision that was made. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But what are you going to do? I mean, pitching is pitching. The National League West is crazy. The National League West is unbelievable. Everybody thinks there were so many people. Oh, there's going to be 3 teams coming out of the National League East. 3 teams coming out of the National League East. I don't think so. Omar, when they signed him, was a bargain basement pickup. I don't think that now. Then they went ahead and re-signed him. But when they initially signed him, they didn't give him a big deal. They didn't give Severino a big deal. They haven't given pitchers. They gave. I'm talking about this one. I'm not counting Senga. Senga came in with another one. But if you think about it, Manaea signed for some good money. Everybody else, they really are not getting paid big dollars. The Mets didn't spend a lot on their pitching staff. They didn't go get Corbin Burns and give him $200 million for whatever it is 6 years. They can say what we can say whatever we want to say, but we need. They're going to have to make a trade for an ace. They're going to have to sacrifice some of the young talent that they have in the minor leagues if they want to go ahead and get a Sandy Alcantara, a Michael King, or Dylan Cease. But the problem you have is if San Diego's doing well, King and Cease probably won't become available. So Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins is probably, the number one guy out there. And well, if a lot of teams are going to look to the Marlins and say, hey, what are we going to do as far as holding on to him or trade him? Team with the best offer can go ahead and go. Bring back Lugo. Peterson, yeah, they should. I don't think Kansas City is going to be willing to give him up. He definitely has blossomed. Watkins' Kansas City team has a really good one there. But getting back to the yeah. Look, you're not going to get any argument from me about the Mets team when it comes to pitching. Do they have some good arms? Yes. but that's not you. That's what are you going to do there? They went ahead and signed a guy to an 8-year contract that never should have got an 8-year contract in Nimmo, who has a noodle for an arm, and doesn't know whether he's not fast enough to be the leadoff guy to steal bases, and he's really not strong enough to go ahead and hit that many home runs. So who knows what's going to happen with him? You sign Jose Siri, unbelievable defensive guy. His swing to miss ratio, I think, is like the best in baseball, and the highest in baseball. Crazy. They have Marte. They're afraid to put him out in the outfield. And then you bring back Jesse Winker. They didn't do themselves any favors. I have always said, when you get past the first 4 guys in that lineup, the rest of the lineup is thin. But again, I don't hear anybody saying, wow, they lost their starting catcher. I don't hear anybody complain, oh, they know bad, but man, they're only 3-3. They lost 2 of their starting 5. No, you don't hear about it. But we hear a lot about how these other teams are dealing with injuries. Oh, and look what happened with the Garrett Cole now. What's that's going to do for the Yankees? Oh, look at the baseball team from Georgia. What's going to happen there? Oh, look here, look there, look here, look there. I don't care. They're tied for first, Dominic. They're tied for first at 2-4. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The Chicago, look, Larkin, your team has the same record as the Chicago White Sox. A team that was projected to have 53 wins. That would that would be hilarious. That would be unbelievable to see how they figure that shit out. That would be that would definitely be an interesting one, Larkin. So who knows? I don't, look, it's so early. There's going to be more injuries that are going to occur throughout the year. Hopefully there'll be some good stories. The Dodgers did go ahead and trade for Esteury Ruiz from the Oakland A's. So, yeah. Look, it's still early. I don't think there are really, we could say they're surprises. If you think about it, baseball, as of right now, as we speak right now, with the game still going on, you think about it, it is very, very interesting. It is, again, very pleasing for someone like myself that as of 9:30, I'm in the Central Time Zone, as of 9:30 on the 2nd of July, there is only one team in baseball that does not have a win. Now, that may change in a couple hours, but as of right now, woo woo! Let's go, baby. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand, but yeah. And then they said that they're going to he'll be in the minors, and they honestly, was it Claudel Washington back in the day? If anybody remembers, I don't think it was him, but was it wasn't it somebody who was basically just a pinch runner who could steal like a son of a gun back in the day? I don't know if it was Claudel Washington or if it was, some other player who was basically like a pinch runner. But it sounds as though that's what the Dodgers plan on doing with him. Like late in the season, they're thinking that, if it's late in the game, they get a guy on base, they can put him out there because he could steal a base or two and do that. Really, the Dodgers have a guy like, the Royals have a guy like that. Who? Billy Hamilton. Oh, that's true. I forgot about Billy Hamilton. But wasn't there another guy like way back in the day that wasn't he on the Oakland A's? And it seemed like it was a weird thing. Really, Blanco is really just a guy that they have on there to steal base. Hey, look, if you're going ahead and you're Terrence scored in the World Series, yep, a few years ago. Yep. So Blanco is a speed guy. Yeah, I tell you, that's a lost art. You don't see that a lot anymore. You don't see that's stuff, but you can't, right? It's like the old pinch hitters. Remember, was that towards the end of their careers? Rusty Staub was that way. Was it Jerry Morales, I think? Was another guy who was, like a pinch hitter extraordinaire. You don't see those you don't can't even play center field. You don't really see that. You don't really see that much anymore. You don't see those guys that are, that are in that position, which I get. It makes a lot of sense, right? You don't, excuse me, you don't really, uh, you don't really have the, what do you call it? The ability to hold a guy like that on your roster the way you used to in the past, because it's so small now. And they want to hold a lot more pitchers because back in the day, remember, Nathan Avoli pitched a complete game to, what was it, yesterday? That's amazing. He now he got in, he was at 99 pitches, so he's very, very efficient. They put balls in play, boom, he got in there. But the game has changed to where you don't have those guys involved in the game of baseball, because they look at the pitching side and they go, hey, pitchers, 5 innings, that's about what we're going to get out of you. We're not going to get much. We're not going to get more than that. And it's crazy. Like Jack Leiter, got the win today. Jack Leiter, 5 innings. He threw 70 pitches and they pulled him out of the game. 70 pitches and they pulled him out of the game. Hunter Green went 7 innings. That's good. Let's see, who else? Let's see. Paul Skeens went ahead and pitched today, right? Paul Skeens, the phenom, the guy who's supposed to be it. He went 7 innings through 102 pitches. Very nice. But the other guy, Ryan Pepiot, who he went against, 5 innings, 88 pitches. That's why we've had such a shift to guys needing more bullpen guys. The Royals went 11 innings today. Unfortunately, they did not get the win, but Cole Ragans, 5 innings, 97 pitches, but struck out 10. That's good. Freddie Peralta for Milwaukee went 7 innings. Not bad. But like I said, that's when I look at it, that's some of the stuff that you have, that you have going on. But in close games, the Twins, Pablo Lopez, he's supposed to be their ace, their stud. He went 7 innings. He threw 98 pitches. I'm hoping that maybe, if this is an August game, a September game, that if they need him, that he can get more than 98 pitches. But I think, that's, I want to say it's not ruining the game of baseball. It's nowhere near doing anything like that. But Nationals, Blue Jays. Eddie Lucas for the Blue Jays, 5 innings, 74 pitches, Mackenzie Gore went 5 innings. He did give up 3 runs, but 95 pitches. I mean, 5 innings, 74 pitches. That's ridiculous. The other guy, 5 innings, 70 pitches. That's nuts. I mean, what? That's at 74 pitches. What is that? 15 pitches an inning? Are you kidding me? You can't go more than that? And what sucks is that in the hobby, what's going to wind up happening is, that's the guy who you're going to go, this Eddie Lucas, I don't know, Eddie Lucas work, right? He got the win. He's 1-0, 5 innings, 74 pitches. He only gave up 1 hit. He fixes 5 innings, 1 hit, and they pull him out of the game. No runs. That's the guy whose autograph you get when you open up your $200 jumbo box and you're guaranteed one auto. That's who you get. You don't get Skeens. You don't get Snell. You get that guy. Right. 5 guys to pitch a shutout. Because the starter went 5 innings. Then you had a 6-inning, a 7-inning, 8-inning, and 9-inning guy. I mean, but that is where baseball has gone to. And there's nothing we can do about it. And maybe that is why some of these offensive players, maybe that's why their cards are going to be more valuable as we move forward. Because let's face it, the truth is there's less of them. There's not as many as, there's not as many offensive players as there once used to be. And not that we're saying that, the guys on the bench were any better anyway. But at least, you had something like that. Yeah. Guess that torpedo bat didn't work that well for Ellie De La Cruz in those other games. That's another thing. The torpedo bat. I don't know, man. Yes, no, maybe. So I don't, I don't know. I can't, I can't get into that. I don't, personally, I don't think it does anything. That's just my humble opinion. You know, I don't know whether or not that will that'll cause some. I don't know whether or not that it will be a thing. But who knows? Again, I don't really care. It doesn't make a difference to me. If somebody was smart enough to make a new baseball bat that that goes ahead and what do you call it? Gives the batter an advantage, I guess. Why not? I mean, why? What bad? What bad comes of it? It is, what it is. And I think it was Matt Strahm. Is that how you say his name, for Philadelphia? He was saying, here they are. They look at the pitchers and they're checking their hands and all this other kind of stuff and everything, but they don't check anything with the batters. The batters are allowed to go ahead and stick them on the bat to get a better a better grip and stuff. Pool league ended tonight. How you all doing? Oh, how did you do? Lindor's using it, ain't helping him. You're right. How did you do in the pool tournament? Or how did you do in the pool league? I don't think, again, if is it a good thing for baseball? Is it a bad thing for baseball? I don't know. How many people were happy with that game that Ellie De La Cruz had? How many people were happy, with what the Yankees did when they hit all those home runs? If you're a hobby guy, you love the torpedo bat. Because if all of a sudden your Ellie De La Cruz collection, your Aaron Judge collection, Even if you're a Jazz Chisholm guy, you know he has collectors. If you're a Jazz Chisholm collector, if you're whoever it is collector, I mean, you shouldn't be complaining about the um, torpedo bat. The torpedo bat is going ahead and could potentially go ahead and make you money. 1, 2 of 3, split 2-2. So if it ended tonight, does that mean did you win the championship? At the end of the night, Dusty, did they hand you the trophy and said, Dusty, here's the trophy. 2 balls and a cue stick and a pool stick. So I don't know. The torpedo bat is the torpedo bat. Again, I don't care about those things when it comes to baseball, but by the same token, if that bat gives the hitters an advantage and you are taking away, and you took away the sticky stuff from the pitchers because you thought it gave them an advantage, how do you justify the two? How do you justify going to the pitchers and saying, nope, you can't use the sticky stuff or whatever the hell it is anymore to get a better grip on the ball? But hey, batters, you could use this bat that gives you an advantage. So that's something to me that needs to, be looked at. No, ended up third. That's not bad. Volpe just aren't. They never hit more than 20. Cleary does something. I agree. That's why I'm saying, Larkin. Okay, if you went ahead and you took the sticky stuff away from pitchers because you said it gave them an advantage, but if you're going to let the batters use this bat that gives them an advantage, what are you saying? What truly are you saying? Hey, pitchers, you know what? We don't really give a crap, but we're going to let the batters do whatever they want to do. That's the thing that gets me. I think that's something that needs to be, thought about. Hey, if the batters are going to have that much of an advantage, then the pitchers got to the pitchers are just going to go ahead and be out there doing nothing. It's almost like they're treating the offense, the batters, like the quarterbacks in the NFL. All the rules and everything are to make it better for the batters. And I mean, obviously, there's really only one rule that gives the batter, let's say, an advantage, and that's the no use of sticky stuff by a pitcher. But that's really, the thing about it. Baseball is nothing but a crybaby BS. I guess. I mean, I'm not crying about it. I don't care. And I've said that about a lot of different things. I said that about, the guys in the PED area. I don't care. It doesn't really make a difference to me. I mean, I really don't care if, Profar was juicing last year and, stuff like that. I don't care. I think it's funny what happened to him this year, but I don't care if he was doing it. It doesn't make a difference to me. I just don't, again, I'm not saying that it, whether or not it belongs in baseball, or that stuff that belongs in baseball or doesn't belong in baseball. I don't care if it is being done, and, the whole thing about, cheating, all that kind of stuff has been going on forever. Every single person looks for an advantage in some way, shape, or form. You can say whatever you want to say. It's what it is. Guys will study film to see if a pitcher is tipping his pitch, if a pitcher is tipping his pitches. It's not cheating as long as you're the batter and you did it all on your own. You're not getting help from your teammates, but we'll see. Got a replay system that still can't fix the call and just stop, let the players play. Yeah, I don't like, to me, the whole replay thing and everything. I just want to get rid of it all. and look what's happening. They tried the whole umpire thing, in the spring training. They're going to bring that kind of bullshit back also. And how's that going to work? Like, the thing that gets me is they talked about wanting to make the games quicker, but now you're putting stuff in the game like replay, maybe potential of the ball strike, thing. I mean, I didn't look into that rule. I don't know how that rule works. Is it X number per team? Is it one per inning? Is it one per at bat? I don't know how that works, but does it slow the game down at all? I mean, you're okay with that? So, let the guys go out there and play. Let the umpires be the umpires. They're even doing it now in the NFL. They're expanding the replay. Now, I like the way the NFL is doing it, and that at least the NFL, they're watching every single play, and if they see something, they have officials that are looking at it. Baseball could do something like that, maybe, but I don't know if they can. The home plate umps are terrible, and every bad call affects the games. I agree. I agree. I mean, are they terrible, or are are they seeing things that they haven't seen before? Are they seeing baseballs traveling at 100 miles an hour, and there's no way to adapt to that? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see robot umpires. I mean, that would be terrible. Terrible, 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 in my opinion. But that's just me. That's someone who, who played the game for so long, who coached in the game for so long. That's tough. That's really, really tough. And to me, there's going to be a whole new learning curve, because let me ask you this, and this is a serious question. At what level do you do the robot umpires? Because how does the kid that is 6, 7, 8, 9 years old get better if he's dealing with shitty umpires? But the guys who are the best of the best, the guys who are the elites, the guys who are the less than the 1%ers, but they go ahead and they get that type of technology because we want the game to be perfect for them, but we don't want the game to be perfect for anybody else. Is it going to be in every minor league system? Is it going to be in every college system? Is it going to be done in every travel team? It's going to be difficult. That's my only thing about some of these things that they put in play. How far down do you go? You get someone who has these habits, and then what? Now all of a sudden, because I'm paying you hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions of dollars, now things have to be more perfect for you, and I have to try and do it. So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. The game should be slow. Not every other game a manager gets tossed for arguing. Just be better on game day. You want to help the hitters, they need to know if a pitch is going to be called a strike or not, and not get called out on a pitch 2 feet outside. I agree with that completely. Robot umpires will lead to what we all want to see: robots breakdancing. So I don't know. Look, the game's going to go where the game's going to go. All I'm saying is that how far deep do you go with this? And seriously, Walker, in your opinion, how far deep do you go with this? Because, there's, travel baseball and these perfect game and all this kind of stuff. This stuff is serious. This stuff is no joke. High school, you have some of these kids, high school that, they're the top kids that are in high school that are going to be going to college. Do you not do it or do you only do it in the minor league system so that the guys get drafted The guys that go to rookie ball and then single A, double A, triple A, they're getting used to it there. That's my whole thing. How far down? How many levels down does this go? I want to go deep once, yeah. Oh, Dusty. It's an interesting thing. I don't, I don't know what the answer is, but that would be my question. You know, if they're going to do it in AAA to get the guys, used to it and stuff. Okay, I guess that's okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, what, you know, who's going to pay for this? I know we're going to pay for the technology. Who's going to really pay for the technology? They already have it in mind. How dumb is that? Well, do they have the robo umpires across all, or do they have the challenge across all minor leagues? I mean, okay. Again, you're gonna obviously. Here's one big thing: the strike zone would be consistent no matter what. I get it. I get it completely. But just remember, the strike zone is supposed to be from the armpits to the bottom of it to the top of the knees. That's a big ass strike zone. And now all of a sudden, a pitch at your chest is going to be a strike. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to, uh, that are going to struggle when this goes ahead and happens. I mean, again, I don't care one way. Oh, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I do care. I don't want to see it. I like that part of the game. To Lawkins' point, I agree 100%. A pitch that's far as outside. If there's a challenge about something like that, that's one thing. When I watch some of the minor league games, these guys were challenging pitches that were super close that could go either way. It's not the one that the guy throws the sweeper and it breaks, 3 feet outside and the umpire still calls it a strike. A lot of the balls that guys were questioning were balls that were, basically still right in the zone, in the legal zone, not the umpire's zone, the legal zone. So I just don't know what that's going to do for it, but it is what it is. College has metal, minor supposed to be wooden. Yeah, minor leagues they use wooden bats. I think there was a thing so I think in what they thought would happen in the minor league system if they went ahead and went to wood bats. And again, no one, people are going to say, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. But I think what happened was they were saying, man, teams won't be able to afford bats and stuff. So if, their thought was that they potentially in college would break a lot of bats. And because of that, there'd be massive expenses. So obviously you could go ahead and do what they do anyway, right? They get Marucci, they get Easton, they get all the different, Dean Marine, they get all different bat companies to work deals with the colleges. They probably could do the same thing and go, wood. A pinch an inch and a half off the plate, catcher frames it. Your son bat is on. Frames it. Son, your bat is on your shoulder. Duh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, how many do you get? How many do you get? Do you only get to, do you only get to do it if it's a strike that calls you out? Is it only on a third strike? I'm just, again, I don't know what the rule is I didn't follow that part of it in spring training. So I don't know what the rule is. I don't know how. I don't know. Does a batter get one per game? Does they get one per at bat? Is it one per inning? How does that work? Most definitely. They You really need to go ahead and change and pull football out of conference play and let them do what the hell they want to do, and all these other sports. I mean, UCLA's women's softball team has to travel all the way to play Rutgers for a 3-game fast pitch baseball softball. Crazy. One challenge per at bat. They do it in the Atlantic League too. That is why the challenge system is not the answer. Every pitch should be called electronic. Yeah, I mean, again, look, and I'll ask the question, and I'm being 100% serious. Do you only do that in the major leagues? Do you do that in AAA and the major leagues? Like I'm just saying, I'm serious. How far deep do you go with this electronic umpire? Yes, of course, football. For some schools, it's basketball, but those are the two big ones. So that's what I'm saying. What's the difference? They'll still be associated with their college, but let the other sports, soccer, volleyball, softball, baseball, golf, whatever the hell else they have, swimming. Keep that somehow regionalized. I mean, no one gives a crap. I guess, well, I shouldn't say that. The athletes care about winning the championship. The parents of those athletes care that they can say their athlete is a college champion, but most football fans don't care about, the guys' golf or the women's golf or the women's fast pitch softball. Just doesn't matter. High school level is going to be nuts. Where's the funds going to come to start this at high school? It's going to be crazy. They can't call pitches in the dirt or right. Well, they can call it in the dirt. They call it a ball. It only matters in the MLB. Breakaway. The difference is they break away, they take all the money with them. No. What I'm saying though is could you still have the University of Alabama, even though they're playing in some kind of a football conference, the money that they generate still can go back to University of Alabama. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, so again, looking at the RoboCop, the Robo umpire, let's take pick someone, I don't know. Cam Smith for the Astros only played 30-something games in the minors. However many thousands of games he played his whole baseball career. And now all of a sudden he goes to the major leagues and he has a robot umpire that is calling balls and strikes. And, based off strike zone. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to say I wouldn't. I mean, I know it's coming, but, again, don't have to like it. No, they have a regular umpire there. There's still a home plate umpire. There's got to be a home plate umpire. I mean, obviously, number one, calls at the plate on anything. Number one, number two, the home plate umpire is the guy he's going to at least be, calling it. If I remember correctly, when they did it, the guy had like a phone in his pocket and he had an earpiece, and it would make the call, and then he would call ball or strike. So he would call so that the batter, the pitcher, the runners, everybody, the teams would know what it was rather than have to look at the scoreboard. He would still need to be there for the pitch clock violations, whether it be the batter or the pitcher. So that's still, still needed there. Yeah. Like I said, I know it's coming, and it is what it is, and look, you can't adapt when the same location is called a strike one time and a ball the next time. Hey, Johnny, what's happening, buddy? How are you? Yeah, I mean, Lachlan, I understand what you're saying, and I know it's going to happen, and that's okay. I don't have to like it. I can decide as a fan how much I like it. If I don't like it, I don't pay my money to go to a baseball stadium to see that. I stay at home and watch it on my TV, and that's fine, right? It doesn't make a difference to me. Like I said, I know eventually it's going to get to that point. It's not going to affect. I mean, like I said, I won't like it. I love the game of baseball. I'm still going to watch it. I don't like the replay. I didn't stop watching. I didn't like the challenges of the balls and strikes. But I didn't stop watching. I won't stop watching from that standpoint. So it is what it is. I agree, as a batter, it would be, good and everything. You'd learn it. You'd be able to adjust and stuff. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to see how players can adjust to it, to adjust to the strike zone, unless they change the strike zone, right? Because again, strike zone was always supposed to be top of the knee to the armpit of the batter itself, of the batter. So, some batters stand straight up. Some people go ahead, and crouch and everything. So it is what it is. I would, again, Dom said in the Atlantic division, they use they use a robo umpire at home plate. I would like to see what that's like. I don't know where I don't know who the Atlanta, I don't know who's in the Atlantic division in the minors, but wouldn't mind. We did talk about Ovi an hour ago, John, while you were, whatever you're doing, we spoke about Ovi, wondering if Upper Deck will do something, special, for him. That's not an argument. They are cool. Period. The end. Argument done. Long Island Ducks. So Long Island Ducks, okay. Look, Mike had house stuff to do. Hey, I get it. I had house stuff to do, but I wasn't home. Yeah, I hope they do. I mean, I think it'll be, something's got to get done. Something special needs to be done for that. Because I was going to say, not saying I wouldn't say, in my opinion, that was one of those records that would never be broken. I just didn't know I would see it. Didn't know that I would see it. So I know who is it? Is it TNT or somebody? I think, or one of the stations, or TBS. They're putting every one of his games on TV. from that standpoint. So it's, and the funny thing is, now that he's within 3, if you want to actually see it, you really gotta watch. You gotta watch every game going forward, because he could easily score 3 goals in a game. You know, it's not that. I mean, it's not easy to do, but you think about how many guys have scored 3 goals in a game versus how many guys have hit 3 home runs in a game. I'm sure that the number of guys who have scored 3 goals in a game is probably more than the number of players who have hit 3 home runs. But yeah, it'll one hat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So you gotta watch. If you're if you're a fan, you gotta watch. How do you like the Cena's heel turn? Personally, I love it. I don't think I don't think he has gone full heel yet, in my opinion. I don't I don't think he. I think there's more. It was funny. A lot of people on hey, Kenny Weaver, how are you? I was I'm in a wrestling basically like a chat group on X, and a lot of the guys like, oh my gosh, this last one, Cody cooked him, and it's like John Cena hasn't gone full blast at him yet. I don't, from that standpoint. I think it's going to be interesting. To me, it really happens when I think if we see the doctor of thugonomics. I think if we see thugonomics, man, that would be. Oh, Kenny, very sorry to hear you're in the hospital, sir. Very, very sorry. Very sorry to hear that. He does beat Cody. I think he does beat Cody. I think he remains, let's say he's only going to wrestle through the rest of this year. Let's just call that. So if he wins, that's April. That means he's got 8 months left. I think you will see him. I think you'll see him stay heel, and then maybe at Survivor Series or something, there'll be kind of sort of an epiphany, and he turns back and he retires as a face. That's my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to, I think he'll remain heel. You got it, Kenny. Prayers to you, brother. I think, but Beast, I think that's what's going to happen. I think he wins. I mean, it just makes sense for him to win. And then I think what happens is I think we potentially, the turn is Cody going, you know what? I've tried to beat John Cena. I can't. And then Cody goes ahead and somehow joins up with The Rock. And something like that happens. Kenny, sorry to hear you're having problems, buddy. Very, very sorry to hear that. Prayers for you, my man. Prayers for you. Hopefully, God, the Holy Spirit comes down, reaches down, touches your liver, and makes it all a lot better. I had a guy that I know who he earlier, about, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. I think we may get one more Rock Cena match. Yeah, we could. I don't know how good it'll be, but we could. That may be what it is. That may be what it is. Cena turns to go back to being a face, and that's where Cody comes back and do that. But yeah, Kenny, like I said, I hope hope God comes down, puts his hands on your liver, and everything's okay. I was saying, I had a buddy of mine who he's an older guy that I know through church and through the Knights of Columbus, who I want to say back in October was diagnosed with cancer for the 10th time. They thought there was nothing they could do for him. He kept fighting and was like, come on, man, come on. They found a doctor, a new doctor did a bunch of things, had an operation, took the tumor out. They realized the tumor was just isolated where it was. And they basically have kind of sort of, told him that he's as cancer-free as he can be. So, the miracles and the goodness is out there. You got to go ahead and believe, and good things will go ahead and happen to those who believe. Mantis, what is happening, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for swinging by. But that's what I think, John. Going back to the wrestling, I could see something along those lines, because I can see the fans. Thank you. I can see the fans, coming around, liking Cena, what he did, so on and so forth. And, the pop, Cody gets a pop, but when you think about it, he, Cody gets a pop, but I think when you look at it, and I've said it before, Cody's reign has not been that great. I mean, he's fought Solo like multiple times, Kevin Owens multiple times. I mean, his year as champion has not been great from that standpoint. They give Jay the belt, but only for a short time. Yeah, I think you will see. Going to be interesting. I gotta believe that has, with the announcement that the triple threat is going to be the main event at night 1. Cody Cena. I mean, it has to be the main event at night 2. That probably means Jay Gunther go opening match night 1. I would think. I'm not 100% sure. It's going to be interesting to see how they set this card up. It's going to be interesting to see what belts they go ahead and put on the line. As like I said, 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to do a preview show. I know it's going to be me, Big John. I think Anthony's going to come along. And I may get a couple other people to come on, maybe have a little bit more of a panel from that standpoint. But you got to realize, when you look at what you have. Okay, excellent. Jay Gunther. Oh man, yeah. I mean, it makes sense now. You might as well go ahead and you can't put it as the match right before the main event. You only do that, in my opinion, I think, if you're not giving Jay the belt. If you're giving Jay the belt, it has to be either the first match or the last match. You can't put it in the middle of the card, in my opinion. You can't. I don't think you can. Just because of the pop and everything. I'll tell you the one thing that well, it's going to have to. I don't think it would be night 2, John, because they've already announced that Cody and Cena are night 2. So I think they would split that up. They got to figure out what they're going to do with the women. I'm sure after the whole crap that happened on Raw with Io and Rhea and Bianca, that's going to become a triple threat now. So you're going to have a triple threat there. You have Tiffy versus Charlotte there. So I think it's going to be very, 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 very interesting. But a lot of people don't realize how many belts there are, between the men and the women on the main roster. I think there's like 11 different champions, right? There's the 2 heavyweight men. There's the 2 heavyweight women. That's 4. The tag teams make it 6. The U.S. titles makes it 8. The Intercontinental makes them 11. Makes it 10. And then you have the women's tag belts, which makes it 11. So that's 11 belts. If you split it up halfway, that's 6 one night, 5 another night. How many more matches are you going to add? They've already said they're adding KO and Randy Orton, and they already announced something else. I can't remember what it was for night 1 already. I don't know if it's Priest and McIntyre. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't believe that. I just got to believe that all the belts will not be going on there. Oh, Logan AJ. That's what it was. It was Logan AJ. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Well, it doesn't make sense for her to be involved in the triple threat. So it might be only if there's beef, still some beef with her and what's her name? Charlotte. From that standpoint. But who knows? I mean, who really knows? I don't know. It's going to, I mean, we're what? We're 16 days out per se. There's 16 more days, and then we're into night 1. I mean, you would think they would have to button some stuff up on SmackDown and probably button some stuff on Raw to start to, announce what the card's going to look like. I mean, people are going to want to know, who's going where, what's going to happen, what are they going to do? Are we getting Penta against Breaker, from that standpoint, on WrestleMania? Are we getting the War Raiders or whatever the hell they call them now, against New Day? Are we getting them? What kind of crap are they going to do for the Street Profits? Is that going to be some kind of bullshit match also? Yeah, I think you'll see. I think you'll see Austin at Mania for sure. He's going to be in the area. He's going to be in that area. Maybe he comes out with Cody to give that little more pop there night 2. I mean, what are they going to do with the U.S. title? With what's his name, with L.A. Knight? Yeah. What are they going to do with him? Where are they going to put him? Are they going to put the women's IC and the women's U.S. titles? Are they going to put them there? Are they going to have the women's tag team? So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they put this card together. Because if you were truly going to have every single belt be up for grabs, again, there's 11 belts. So, and usually they're about last year. Well, I think the last 2 years, it's been 14 matches per night. I'm like you. I think Becky will interfere in the Flair TV. I think I honestly I think that's where it might be. Yeah, I mean it could definitely be, that and stuff. Um, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's even like the triple threat, which is so friggin' weird to basically have three faces when you figure Roman, Seth, and CM Punk. You know, the fans cheer for every one of them. For every fan that throws the one up, they do the whoa, whoa, whoa. And the same one that goes CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. So it's interesting to have three faces to see what happens. What they're going to do. Um, you know, the favor. What's the favor? How's the favor work? Who the hell knows that? But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm not a fan of triple threats. Um, this one, I don't really, I don't know what you're trying to. For this one, for me, I don't know what you're trying to do with it. You know, is there going to be some kind of a little announcement that says, "Hey, the winner becomes the number one contender for the for the winner of the Jay Gunther match." Well, hell, if you're doing that, you can't have Roman win. Roman, well, I mean, it's like if Jay wins, who are you going to have win that match? Probably going to be Seth pinning Punk, or is it Punk pinning Seth or that? But because I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I agree. I don't know how good it's going to be, uh, you know, but we got what we got. There might be Punk if wins. Paul works for him and leaves Roman. I think that's one of the things you're seeing. There was another twist that people were talking about what if the biggest twist was Heyman leaves with Rollins. You know, that would be crazy. Excuse me while I eat a chip. Yep. Very, very interesting. But that doesn't solve the um, favor that Paul owes the CM Punk. I don't know. They have some of these storylines you don't understand. It's like, what are they going to do? And look, I guess, that's what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to go ahead, and make the storyline so transparent that anybody can go ahead and see it, right? There's got to be the little ifs, the doubts, and the so on and so forth. That's what I was saying, the whole thing with Jay and everything, right? Well, let's see. Do you have Jay, like Jay going for the title at WrestleMania and losing? That storyline has already been told. That storyline was told in WrestleMania 39 when Cody lost to Roman, when everybody expected him to win. And then he won the following year. You think about it. The storyline that we saw with Gunther of going ahead and handcuffing or zip tying Jay and then beating the shit out of Jimmy. We saw that many years ago when Triple H was handcuffed and watched. I think it was. I'm not sure. I forgot who it was. Beat up Stephanie. and was screaming for her. So, I mean, like I said, we've seen some of this stuff before, you know. So where are they going with the storylines? Yeah, I don't know. That's another one. It's like, where do you go with any of this stuff? There's so much talent, and I think what happens is, as wrestling fans, we think everybody is supposed to be, be able to be the champion. And I think, you know what? It's just not the way it is. Like Jacob Fatu, there's no need for him to become the heavyweight champion. Either one, either Universal Champion. There's no need for him to be one of those two titles. So Jay losing makes no sense, but again, it is WWE. Well, again, you're right. It doesn't make sense. And that's why I don't think he's going to lose. Because if he loses, you make it, and then, again, and then what are you going to do? If he loses, he has to win soon. He can't wait a whole year and go back to WrestleMania, because then that's the Cody Rhodes story. You can't have that. You can't have that, in my opinion. I mean, you can. If you're at WWE, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. In my opinion, you can't have that. You need to, this story needs to go ahead and, if he's going to win it, let him win it. And then, I mean, look, he's over. He's over with it, with the crowd and everything. I get it. But to me, I don't know if you could go ahead and hitch your company to Jey Uso and expect him to go ahead and be the guy that takes you further down the road. He's no Roman Reigns. He's not going to be able to do what Roman did through that whole, before he lost at 41. I mean, at 40. Who wins KO versus Randy? I don't know, man. I'll go with Randy to get a measure of revenge, and then maybe KO attacks him again. But again, this is one of those ones where, again, where does it go? No matter who wins, what does it matter? What, you're going to tell me that whoever wins that is the number one contender for Cody's belt? So what? So Cody loses to Cena, KO beats Randy. Everybody's going to be excited for John Cena against KO. I mean, would they be excited for Cena against Randy? Sure. They're not going to be excited if Cody wins and we see Cody KO again. So I don't know. It's just like the AJ Styles Logan Paul match. Does it make a difference? Do people really think Logan Paul is going to lose? I don't know. Yeah, we can see Randy versus Cena. I don't think that would be a good match. I think Randy is becoming a lot more limited because of a lot of the injuries he's had. You think about Cena. Cena really hasn't had a lot of injuries. He didn't look necessarily great because he probably wasn't working out the way he should. But I think if you've seen him a little bit, he looks he looks a little better and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I mean. Most of the storylines, we're getting. But what else are you going to do? I mean, you have to repeat stuff, because that's just the way. That's just the way it is. The problem they have is that they're not, let's face it. And this is just my opinion. I don't know what, it's not right or wrong. It's my opinion. I've always looked at it, and I've been watching wrestling, for 50 years. I started when I was a little kid, and I've always watched. I never stopped watching. It's not like the hobby where I stopped collecting. I never stopped watching wrestling. Um, there's a group of men and women that are championship level belt people. Now, I know this isn't real. I know the outcomes are, some not, I understand that, but there's that aura, the character, the way they perform in the ring. There's a certain group that are, that are there, and then there's another group below. I think what the WWE doesn't do a good job of is they don't put enough importance on those other belts. They don't put enough importance on the US title. They don't put enough importance on the Intercontinental title like they used to, because let's face it, like I said, you look at certain guys, I don't care, the mega star, the guy who's over. I don't think I wouldn't hitch my company to him. Braun Breaker, yeah, I think he's the next one you're looking at, him from that standpoint. Fatu, Jacob Fatu, I just don't see it. Again, I'm not seeing I'm not saying that he can't, you want to give these guys the title so they can go ahead and they can say they were champion. I get all that. That's cool. But long sustainability, I just don't see it a lot of guys. Well, I don't know if it's a face turn for Dom, if they're going to try. I think you have something like that happen if Finn attacks Dom. If Dom attacks Finn, I don't think that is putting him in a better light. I think if in my opinion, it would have to happen the other way. Finn, if you want Dom to be a face, Dom needs to be attacked. Ray needs to come out and help in a way. I think that's I think that's the way. I think that's the way you get Dominic to be more of a face. He would have to, the way he turns faces by getting, backstabbed or beat up by Finn. So we'll see. We shall see. But it's interesting stuff. I mean, the storyline, like I said, I don't know what you get. I don't know how you like, like the Cena and Cody. No one wants to see my face. That's not true. Did you see the Dudley boys call out the Harry? I'm assuming you mean the Dudley boys calling out the Hardy boys, not the Harrys, the Hardys. I did see that. That'd be pretty cool. That would be fun to watch. That would be fun to watch. But I think I think it's going to be interesting to see how some, because not every match, like there's some unknown storylines, right? The triple threat, but Tiffy, Charlotte, what storyline is there? I mean, unless Charlotte's going to kind of retire, if Charlotte's going to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm done, I don't want to go ahead and go for any more titles, that'd be the only reason, in my opinion, why you might have Tiffany. I mean, if you have Tiffany beat her, but wow, Charlotte coming back, winning the Rumble, winning the title, woohoo! I mean, okay, wow, what a storyline. Even the other one, the triple threat for the women, which I think it hasn't been announced, but I think it's going to be a triple threat. Same type of thing. What are you going to do? You're going to put the belt back on Rhea. You're going to let Io Sky. I mean, you're going to do Io Sky dirty like that. Hey, you're going to win. You're going to be champion for a couple of months, and then we're taking it away from you. There's nothing wrong with that. It could happen. Okay. But you have with Bianca, again, KO Randy. Where's that going? Logan against AJ Styles. What does that do? If Logan beats, AJ Styles, does that do anything for him? Is that a good thing? I mean, does it? You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry, I gotta see this. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just traded for a Tops Now SDC 10. Really? Wow. What did you trade away to get those two? What did you trade away? Undertaker Silver Arena Club 9. Wow. I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's not that bad. I think that's pretty cool. Very cool. Oh, I know there's not a lot of people here, but let's just let this marinate for a minute. Again, I know that team who does not have a win yet will probably rip off 12 to 14 in a row. But soak it in. Soak it in. Let it consume you. Let it drip. Let it just fall right over you. Oh, feel it. Just feel it. Close your eyes. Feel how good that is. Yeah, he is. Who gives a rat's ass if Acuna is out? Who cares? Oh. And you know what, folks? On that note, thank you for joining episode number 118. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you go ahead and have a great weekend. Basketball video coming out Friday. Got to figure out what I'm going to do. House is getting in shambles and stuff like that, so I'll have to figure it out. But hey, thanks a lot for hanging out. Much appreciated. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you at the next one. Thanks a lot, fellas. Much appreciated.